Hey everyone. So Ted Cruz went on Dave Rubin's show recently, and he gave his opinions on which party, the Democrats or the Republicans, he feels is more representative of the powerful and the elite. And I gotta say, either Ted Cruz has a very limited grasp on reality, or he's being insincere. I really believe that with the facts available, it's got to be one of those two. And you can probably guess what Ted Cruz is gonna say. But before I get into the video, I gotta say, since the Republican primary in 2016, a lot of people, I gotta say, Republican primary in 2016 and like prior, a lot of people said that Ted Cruz gave off this really like smarmy, politician-y vibe, and they didn't consider him like super likable. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that will still say that, but I think that the beard, I think that it really helps. I'm not, and I vastly disagree with his policy beliefs, but I do think that the beard helps. If we're calling balls and strikes, it was a good move. But I'll play the clip and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
I think the single biggest lie in all of politics is that Republicans are the party of the rich and Democrats are the party of the poor. I think it's absolutely false. If you look at Democrats today, they are the party of Silicon Valley billionaires. They are the party of Wall Street tycoons. They are the party of power and resources. And Republicans, the party that I want to be a part of, is a blue-collar party. We're the party of Ohio steelworkers. We're the party of single moms waiting tables. We're the party of teenage kids like my dad washing dishes.
All right, and so like I said, isn't the beard? It's nice. Like it's too bad that the mouth that it's wrapped around is still like saying a bunch of crazy stuff, but it's a nice beard. But so I think that I will concede to Ted Cruz that the Democrats largely, especially if we're talking about in Congress, they represent the rich largely. They're in the pockets of Wall Street, big business, 100%. Now there are definitely Democrats that are not, but largely I think that that's fair to say. The problem is, so are the Republicans. It is not this like this binary where you got to choose one, where it's either like, oh, one of them is representative of Wall Street, the other one isn't. They both are, and I have some evidence to support that. So let's talk about Ted Cruz first. So Ted Cruz, according to Open Secrets, has received over $1 million from the securities and investment industry, and that's fairly significant. Has that dictated what he believes and what he has legislated as a senator? I'm sure there's a lot of speculation we could do on that. Next, I think that's really interesting, and I honestly don't think this is a super substantive criticism or even a criticism at all. But I do think it's like kind of worth mentioning. His wife is actually works at Goldman Sachs, and she's like does like asset management, I believe. And like I said, I don't think that that's like a valid criticism, honestly, like who someone's married to. But I will say, if Bernie Sanders was married to someone that works at Goldman Sachs, oh boy, you would hear about it. You would hear about it all the time, so much. And so it's just funny when Ted Cruz like says, oh, Wall Street's bad, because this is not the first time he's talked about Wall Street being bad. I mean, this is actually like something that he's pretty big on. He says, the big banks, all this stuff, not good. He's married to someone that works at Goldman Sachs, but Goldman Sachs has also played an intricate role in Ted Cruz's career, because when he ran for Senate in 2012. He received a loan, and now there's a little speculation about how large this loan was. It was between $250,000 and $500,000. And he received this loan from Goldman Sachs, and he failed to disclose it, at least properly. And there were a lot of people, saying why he did that, and a lot of people think is because he likes to give off this more populist demeanor, where he likes to rail against big money, but he they actually helped him out a little bit when he ran for Senate. And so, but you might say Ted Cruz isn't indicative of the entire Republican Party. That this doesn't, maybe he's, what he said was about Republicans at large. So what if he doesn't hold up to his what he says the Republicans should be? Maybe, overall Republicans are different. And so I found this is from CBS News. It's a pretty interesting graphic, if you ask me. It's whom Wall Street is wooing. So where Wall Street money has been going over the past, looks like, since 2002. And so you can look. So let's look at 2008 first. So you can see that in 2008, Wall Street donated about $41 million to congressional candidates for the Republicans, and they donated about $58 million to the Democrats. And then you can move to 2012, though. They gave about $32 million to Democrats and $63 million to Republicans. And then we can move forward even farther, and we can see that in 2016, $53 million to Republicans, 44 million to Democrats, and I think that's largely because Wall Street wasn't sure where to put their bets between Hillary or Donald Trump. It says a lot about both candidates. But then we can look at 2018, and there's about 56 million going to. Oh, I actually misspoke because this is for congressional candidates, but that's beside the point. So it doesn't not super indicative of Hillary and Donald Trump. But anyway, so this is also in 2018, 56 million to Democrats and about 33 million to Republicans. And so I will grant currently more Wall Street money is going to Democrats. But 33 million to Republicans, that's no small amount. And when just a couple years prior, Republicans were receiving more, a lot more in 2012, it seems to be going pretty back and forth. But one thing has remained the same. Both parties take a lot of money, millions of dollars from Wall Street. And I think that is pretty telling. And I hate when Democrats pretend that, they're not in the pockets of Wall Street, because they are. But it's also just as bad when Republicans do it. And there is, I will grant, there is a movement on the Democratic side to not take money from Wall Street, not take corporate PAC, not take, super PAC money in general. This is the AOCs, the Bernie Sanders, the Ro Khannas, the Ilhan Omars. This is a great movement. I love this. I love this progressive movement that's coming. But I don't think that it's large enough yet where it's not still fair to say that Democrats largely, especially in Congress, in the pockets of big money. Now, there's no movement like that on the Republican side that I know of, and so I don't think that it'd be fair at all to say that Republicans aren't in the pockets of Wall Street. And so I just Ted Cruz is someone I will say I think that there is a good chance that he will run for president in 2024. I mean, he ran in 2016. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't try and run again. I don't know how successful he'll be. It depends on what the field looks like. He was the runner-up in 2016, so there could be a chance. I found this interesting, though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you disagreed with anything I said, please leave a comment down below. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.